What's up guys, welcome back to this week's video. So in today's video I'm going to try and tackle a couple of things depending on time. I want to do three things. The first thing I want to do is clean the engine bay. Then I also want to do a rewiring, not a rewiring, but I want to add another RCA to the sound system. I'll explain that if I get to that during today's video. And then the last thing, obviously, I want to do the announcement of the winner for the giveaway. So the first thing that I'm going to start off with is a engine bay clean. So let's get straight into it. I haven't cleaned the engine bay since the car has been resprayed, so you can see it is quite dirty. There's a lot of water marks running over here. Then this part has to be cleaned as well. You can see a lot of this white is from when the car was sprayed. And then we've got some greasy areas over here. What I'm going to do today is start off with taking the battery loose, because obviously you don't want current flowing through while you're working with water, because it can cause a short, especially in other electronic components like an ECU. Obviously this is a carb, so it doesn't have an ECU, but I'm going to cover up the distributor and also the coil. And then, like I mentioned in the previous video, I'm just going to cover this up over here because I don't want to get that wet. And then obviously, like I said, that rubber that usually supposed to be in here doesn't fit in here, so I don't want water to get into the headlight. Just a couple of tips if you are going to attempt this yourself. You don't want to do it on a warm engine, so if you just finish driving the car, let it stand and let it park for about a couple of hours so that the motor and the engine can cool down, because you know what happens if you apply cold water to a hot surface of metal or something. It can cause damage to the block, so just be careful and bear that in mind, that you mustn't do it on a hot motor. So let it cool down. And then also, like I said, I'm going to remove the battery because you don't want any shorting with the water on electronic components. So I'll remove the battery and then cover up some areas like the coil, the distributor, and then if you have an ECU also, I'd suggest covering that up as well. And then I'll show you how we're going to go about it. Before I get into any water, I'm going to use a paintbrush and a vacuum, and all I'm going to do is like loosen up all the dirt and then just vacuum that up just before I apply any water. So I'm going to do that on these sections over here, and then like over here I'll just loosen all that dirt up and then vacuum it as well. Once that is done, I'm going to work my way from the top down. So I'm going to start off with the bonnet, clean the bonnet area, and then I'll work into the engine bay. I'm going to cover this entire area with a black bag, just so that when I'm working on the bonnet, all the water doesn't fall on any of these components, and I can take the black bag off once I start with this. I'll probably use a pressure washer for the bonnet, but I'm not going to use a pressure washer in the engine bay. I'll use a normal household hose. I hope that makes sense, but I'll obviously try and explain more as I go along. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is removing the battery and vacuuming. So you can see I got the battery removed, and then all I'm going to use the vacuum for is areas like this where you can see there's dust and dirt. I don't want to get water on that, so it will make it much easier for me to first vacuum all of that and areas like this as well before I get water on it. So I'm gonna vacuum that, use the paintbrush as well, just to kind of as a brush or broom, and just sweep it up and then vacuum everything up, if that makes sense. That's the vacuum, so you can already see what the vacuum and the paintbrush does. It does a big job already. Obviously this is going to have to be taken off with water and then the degreaser. Before I start with the engine bay, I'm first going to tackle the bonnet. I'm going to work my way down from the bonnet. Obviously you don't want to clean the engine bay and then do the bonnet, and then all the dirt falls back onto the engine bay. So I've got this clean green as a degreaser, and then I've also got a little mixture here in a clean green bottle, but this is what you usually spray on the rims that turns purple. I got a bit of that from Wade, so I'm going to use that as well. And then before I do that, I'm just going to cover the engine bay with a black bag, so all the water that falls from the bonnet falls onto the black bag and not onto the engine. So I'm going to start with that now, and then we can tackle the engine bay once that's done. Quick tip also, let the degreaser do the work. So I'm going to spray the degreaser on, leave it for a little bit, and then I'm going to scrub it with a scrubbing brush as well. So I got the engine bay covered up, so all the water that comes from there will fall onto the plastic bag. And then I also got the LEDs, fans covered up, and the headlights, so no water gets into that. Go, bonnet's cleaned. This is still on here. I'm going to take this off carefully. As you can see, it caught that water there, so I'm just take this off carefully, and then I'm going to cover up the coil and the distributor with packets, and then we can start with the engine bay and water. So don't forget the protective oil when you're working with chemicals. As you can see, it didn't get a lot of water over the engine, so it worked pretty well. Like I said, I'm just going to cover that up. These are already covered up. Got this straight down. You can see the big difference. There is a little bit of dirt here that I'm struggling to get off, but I mean, from what it was, you can see the difference. I didn't want to use the hose pipe in here because we've got that two motors there and wiring also, so I don't want to get water in there. That's why I just used the paintbrush and the clean green, and then I wiped it down with a nice wet microfiber cloth. And there we go, boys and girls, a clean engine bay. Probably doesn't look like much because it is an old engine, but I mean, a lot of the dirt was on here and in that section over there. You can see it's extremely clean compared to what it was before. And then maybe just in the future want to spray this, fix this rust on here, and then obviously I'm not going to really worry about the motor because we are going to do an engine swap. So for now, I'm quite happy with how it came out. A few tips is just obviously to cover up all electronics and then remove the power. You don't necessarily have to remove the battery, but just make sure that the terminal is off so there's no power in the car, and that can cause anything to short in the process with the water. So now I just need to reconnect the battery and then check if the car starts. car started first time, that noise that you might have heard was just the belt, water got on the belt obviously, so it made that noise, and then a little bit of smoke, and that's just from all the product that's on the exhaust, that's burning off the exhaust. So everything's good. I'm gonna clean this up now, just give it a little bit of a wash, because obviously all of that fell on, some of it fell onto the paint of the car, so I don't want to leave that on the paint. So I'm gonna give the car a wash. And then I went over time with this like expected, so I won't be able to get to fitting the other RCAs today, but I will do that in another video and I'll explain why as well. So I'm gonna clean this up and then I'll get back to you with the draw for the winner. So firstly, I want to thank everyone who entered the giveaway. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner, but like I said, there will be future giveaways as well, so you guys just stay tuned for that, and as the channel grows there might be different prizes as well, so just stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, there is only one winner today. What I'm going to do is go on and get a random generator thing for YouTube comments. I've got my laptop over here, so you guys can see that it is a live giveaway, and then also do the screen recording so you can see exactly who the winner is. A lot of the comments that I got was to get a double tailpiece, so hopefully I can get, if I have time next week, that might be next week's video, fitting the exhaust, so stay tuned for that. And then yeah, let's get into the draw. I just want to put this up on the screen. I'm just going to go in over here, put the YouTube channel, then get the comments, and then start the raffle. Good luck, guys. Tyrese Official is the winner. Nice content, bro. That Mk1 looks min. Now yo, from what it started, it looked like a totally different car. Thanks for that, Tyrese. I will message you on Instagram. Did you leave? I don't think you left your Instagram handle, but I'm gonna try this Tyrese Official because that's your YouTube handle, so maybe that's your Instagram handle as well. Okay, so I will check on Instagram if I can find you. If not, you are the winner. Comment down below or go on Instagram and just send me all your details so I can have it sent to you. If you are in Cape Town, I will personally drop it off for you, but if not, if you're anywhere else in South Africa, I'll have it couriered to you. So yeah, that's it for the first giveaway. Tyrese, you are the first giveaway winner, so congratulations on that. Like I say, there will be future giveaways. If you guys are interested in that, just stay tuned. All you have to do is be subscribed, like, whatever it may be. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, next week I hope that I can get the exhaust system fitted. That is if I have enough time, so that will be next week's video maybe. So stay tuned for that. The double tailpiece, like a lot of you guys have requested. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I hope you guys are enjoying. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.